Your authentic self is your gold mine. But sometimes we don't get there. We don't get to that place in our lives where we really live as we were wanted to, and we're watching others doing that, and we're saying, what's wrong with us? Why can't we do that? But you can. It's just sometimes we don't for various reasons. I didn't do that because it seems I developed something called a superconsciousness. I kind of knew things all the time when I was younger, and it was difficult because no one understood why I knew that. Even my parents, they would argue with me. They would say they said this. I go, no, that wasn't it. It was this, that typical thing. But for me, it was a little bit different. And then I kept shutting down because I said, no one's going to understand this. In 1989, when I started automatic writing and receiving Wilhelm, I wasn't going to tell anyone because it didn't make sense. How was I understanding this? How was I knowing things? And then I understood that there's mind body healing, and I got that. And then I went through every condition that many people go through, illnesses, diseases, accidents, all of them, and they're gone because they're energies that we are connected to. Everything is energy in our world. And several years ago, I knew the world would be where it is now. No one understood that. I shifted my business because I said I want to help people understand who they are because we're going to go through a massive transformation. It's an expansion and what I call a planetary ascension because it's happening all over the globe. And today, I watched a portion of the Gaia presentation that I did when I went to the international channeling session back in October. And it said exactly what's happened now because Wilhelm knew that. And I didn't remember it because I was in a different consciousness when I did it. And it said it in there as well. I'll leave a link in there. It's not been published, but I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to see it. But what it said is that we were moving through this transition, and the way that we get through it is when you become your best self. And I had the information because Wilhelm gave it to me. That's why I healed. So I know that you can accomplish anything. Convincing you or telling others was so hard, though, because I see people struggling, and I know that they could have a better life if I could do mine. And that had to becoming honest. But see, it was a little challenging because nobody's ever done what I've done. And when you live a life like that, it's surprising because see, I knew things were happening because of the astrological and the energetic shifts that were going to happen in the planet. And somehow I interpreted it through Wilhelm. I didn't get it. Wilhelm gave it to me and interpreted everything. And I'll leave you a document in here so you can see it because I didn't believe it at first either. And I held back for so many months because, as I said the other day, no one's going to believe me. That's the fear that a lot of us have about anything that we come up with. No one's going to believe us. And I know this is challenging because I spent the last several months trying to find someone else who had done this. There isn't any. I've used every kind of artificial intelligence to find it. No one does. Because, see, when I'm in a trance, when I'm receiving Wilhelm, I can answer any question. I know that you can do anything. I know all of that. But see, we also have cognitive dissonance. We all do. I had it because I didn't know that a person like me could exist that could answer all the questions. I've seen others in a similar way, but I had a meeting today. Everybody keeps pointing it out to me. I had a meeting today with someone said, I saw you in this group months ago, and then you disappeared. I've done that a lot because I didn't want to own what it was. And she said, I tracked you down. And people have done that when they've seen me on Beyond Belief with George Nuri. That's when they see it. But I was hiding out, or on Alex Ferrari on Next Level Soul. And if you go back and watch that one, that was done almost 2 years ago. But you'll see that what was said there is happening now because Wilhelm knew that. So anyway, I'm saying this because I need you to understand you can accomplish anything. And I know how to get you there. And that's why I am changing and opening up more, but my program that's available now will take you there. I'm not going to say that you're going to develop that super consciousness, but you will definitely develop a higher consciousness, and that's what you want during this transition. That's why we're having it, so you can become who you're meant to be. But I'll leave links in the video and check it out because tomorrow things are going to change quite a bit. See you soon.